So recently, DJI came out with a nice new product. Yes, another new product, which is a wireless dual lav mic. Now, it is really nice, except they forgot something. So I recently purchased this DJI dual wireless mic, and I've been testing it now. I'm still within my return period because I haven't decided if I want to keep it yet. The reason being is because unless you want to have this big clunky module, which is smaller than anything on the market, it's still this big clunky thing kind of hanging there. And if you have a t-shirt on, a lot of times like I wear, it gets all flipped upside down and wrinkly, and it just doesn't look prime, especially if you're going to have any talent. It's going to have some light clothing on. Having one of these hang on their clothing isn't very professional. So I tried to find a lav mic by, just like you would, searching through YouTube videos and hoping that somebody else has went through the research and found a decent lav mic. And I did find a few recommendations. And now I did reach out directly to DJI Global, and they did reply when I asked them which lapel mic they recommended to go along with this system. Now, they said they don't officially recommend anything. They don't have any recommendations. They don't make a product of their own. But they did test the Shure MVL mic, and they said that that one they know works without any significant interference. Now, I went to try to purchase this, and the lead time was out about 2 months when I tried to buy it on Amazon. So if you want something that's maybe a little more economical and something that's plain available, then hopefully one of these other options will work. So what I did was I purchased 6 different lapel mics, and I tested them out. So initially, I wasn't going to do this review at all on these lapel mics. I realized it's a kind of a narrow niche, but I thought I was having such a hard time finding something that worked for me that I could use, that others probably have the same problem too. So at least I'm going to share my research. Now, this is not exhaustive. I know another YouTube channel which I really do like, Stewart and Alina, and I'll put that link down here so you can go ahead and visit their channel as well. He also did a review on a bunch of different lav mics. So between the two of us here, we're going to have about a dozen different mics that are going to be tested with the DJI system. So hopefully one of those will work and available in your area. So there's a few things that I'm gauging to accept or reject one of these lapel mics. Now, of course, the first is a background noise if it's got a terrible hiss or something like that. Second thing I did was I went outside and I actually started a drone. I put a drone in my hand. I used a Cinemaster from EXO. That's one of the items I'm going to be selling on Gear Focus shortly, and I wanted to test it anyway just to make sure that it worked well. So I used that drone and I started it up, and I used the remote a little bit to make sure that was going to interfere with the microphone. And then the third test I did was I went in the studio here, which is really quiet. I have a lot of soundproofing around, and I've checked for the 0 level to see what that sounds like. If it has some extra hiss, then I would eliminate it from contention as well. Before I go into the mics, something to keep in mind is that there's also this cable that goes from the mic, from the receiver side that sits like on your camera, and it plugs from the receiver into the camera if you're going to be plugging that in. And they came out with this really stiff, straight cable, which I think is ugly, and it's not a good solution. This is not elegant. I believe they had an angled one before which had some type of interference, so this was their fix to help eliminate that. Now, what I did, because I don't like this cable, is I also tried a couple different cables, and I used these little curly cables, which every other manufacturer in the world uses. So DJI, you need to come up with one of these that work. This little thing is not an elegant solution for over a $300 item with no lapel mics included. This cable, not cool. So this needs to go away, and you need to do something decent. So one good thing is that I did try my Saramonic microphone cable, which is here. It is a wireless system, which I really like the Saramonic. I'm just looking for something that has onboard recording, which the Saramonic does not. It's a Blink 500. And I also bought another one off of Amazon, which is kind of a off-brand, but it did say that it was double shielded with a copper braid and an aluminum shield. So I tried both of those. And when I tried these, I could not discern any difference from this kind of awkward cable that DJI supplied. So I'm going to leave these plugged in rather than the one from DJI. So first I have the Rode Lavalier Go. Then I have the Pop Voice PV610. Then I have a mic from Purple Panda, which actually has 2 microphones in the kit. It's the only one here that has 2 that came in the single kit. Have a Movo microphone, and then I have a Power DeWise. Now, in addition to those, I also have here the microphone that came with my Saramonic Blink 500, and you can purchase extra microphones directly from Saramonic, and I'll put that price up here as well. So right away, when I plugged it in during my first initial test, when I just plugged it in and recorded just sitting in my living room, the Rode Lavalier Go, which is one of the most expensive mics, has a squeal and an interference with pretty much nothing around it. So that mic is immediately eliminated. Also, the Movo had the same type of a squeal, the interference, some type of a shielding issue. So we can remove that from contention immediately as well. So the next set of tests, to whittle down the remaining 4, I went outside and hooked up the remote for the drone, and one additional microphone developed an interference, a squeal in the background, which eliminated it from contention. And that was the Pop Voice. So then there were 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you hear these 3 because this is going to be more subjective. These 3 will work, in my opinion. Now it's just going to depend on what sound you like. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to plug each one of these in. I'm going to do a quick voice test so you can hear each one. And then I'm going to do a quick silence test so you can decide which one will work for you. Okay, so first things first. Right now is the sound that is coming directly out of the transmitter from the DJI dual wireless mic system, and there is no lapel mic hooked to it right now. So this is kind of the best case with no lapel mic, but even though I'm sitting here, I can see in the camera that it's pulling my shirt down crooked, and of course, if you can see if you had some talent or a wedding or anything like that where you had light clothing, this is just not as professional as it could be. You can't really hide it very well. So let's go ahead and I'll do a silence test on this so you can get a bass background, what the DJI mic has for the bass sound level first, and then we'll go through the rest of the lapel mics. So this is the quiet. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in the first one, which is the Purple Panda. And again, you can compare it with what we're hearing right now. Okay, so here is the Purple Panda. And you can see I have the transmitter here. I'm going to put it down on my side like it normally would be. And this is my normal speaking voice, just like I was into the DJI mic. I'm trying to keep my voice the same. And this is where the mic would be. So I want to make sure I keep it kind of similar to that. So this is the volume and what it would sound like through the Purple Panda connected up here for this lapel mic. And next now I'm going to give it a little silence test so you can kind of judge the background noise for yourself. So here's our silence. Okay, so what did you think? Again, let me know in the comments, all of these, what you think. If you can hear different noises or different hums, I'd like to know your opinion because everybody's ears are a little different. And of course, you're hearing it the way that it should be heard through the video here. So if you hear something, let me know what you think about this Purple Panda. So this now is the Power DeWise lapel mic. And the connection that goes into the DJI mic here is really nice and small. It snaps in there nice. So the build on this is actually pretty good. So it does come with just a little cable here to extend it, which is a TRRS kind of extension here as well. And then there's a little adapter to turn this into TRS. Now I believe this is the only one that is a TRRS cable directly out of the microphone. The other ones are TRS, which is what is spec'd. But it's my understanding that the TRRS on the DJI mic works just fine, which from what I can tell here, it seems to. So, kudos to DJI for being able to accept that without just kind of falling down. So this is the test for the lavalier mic from Power DeWise. And now I'm going to do silence so you can hear the background noise from that. Okay. Again, tell me in the comments, did you hear any artifacts in my voice? Was it loud? Was it soft? I'm not going to adjust the volume on these on purpose. You tell me, what does the sound quality on your end sound from this Power DeWise mic? Okay, so now this is the Saramonic mic from the Blink 500. And again, you tell me what that sounds like. Is it high pitched, low pitch? Is it garbly? You tell me what you think of this Saramonic mic then as well. And again, all that we're doing right now is straight through this lapel mic from Saramonic. And now I'm going to do the quiet test so you can see what the background noise looks like. So with that said, hopefully this helps you find some microphones that will work with this DJI mic. I don't know why they didn't do that in the first place. This is right now in its return period, and if I don't like it, I'm going to send this back. This wasn't sent to me for free. None of these products were sent to me. I buy them all with my own money and test them, so I want to make sure that it's good, because if I can't find something that's acceptable, I'll go back to my tried and true Saramonic Blink 500, because you guys have been hearing that for years and nobody's complained, so it must be okay, and I'll send this all back. But if I can make this work, find something, it's good to have some new products once in a while too. So with that, that's all I have for you today. I hope this test helps you decide what kind of a lapel mic will work with your DJI system. And if so, make sure you click that like button. I always do appreciate it. And let me know in the comments, again, if you liked certain ones or not, or why. And maybe in one of the next videos, you'll see me with this DJI mic on instead of my Saramonic. So thanks again for making it this long in a video. Hope it was helpful to you. Until next time and next video, good flying.